24 hours a day. This is WJTV News Channel 12 this morning.
I tell you what, folks, I head out to the pool. I'm all happy. I'm going to get some sun yesterday. All of a sudden, I hear thunder. They have to close down the pool early, and I want to talk to Storm Team 12's Katie Blake about this because she's the one who's looking at our forecast. Katie, what the heck? It ruins my entire weekend here.
I know. I'm sorry. There's that silly 30-minute rule. Well, it's not silly. You know, you hear thunder. You have to wait 30 minutes before you get back in the pool. So I'm sorry about your pool day. Unfortunately, I don't think today is going to be any better, but there is some better weather on the other end of our 8-day forecast that's coming up. Here's live by Max 12. Some heavy rain over near Vicksburg over to our west. That's going to continue to make its way towards Jackson. I think it may miss the metro, but it's going to work its way towards I-55. So if you're in some of our northwestern counties, you may wake up to some rumbles of thunder and some showers. Now, we just looked at our Vicksburg cam, but I wanted to bring it up again because here's that rain. Right here on the camera, you can see a couple drops and some really heavy rain. It's even hard to see what was over there behind the bridge. So some heavy rain falling in Vicksburg already this morning. Here's what it's looking like for your Sunday this morning. Showers and storms. I think that's mostly going to be in our northwestern counties to the west of I-55. Going to be right about 70 degrees this morning. By this afternoon, we'll get up to 82 for our high. We're going to see those scattered storms increase, and then by this evening, those storms are going to be sticking around 79 degrees if you have some evening plans going on. And our computer is moving very slow this morning. Let me see if I can get it to go here. It's going really slow. All right, here's satellite and radar. You can see to our west, they've got clear skies, no rain, not a lot of cloud cover thanks to that high pressure, but we're not going to get much of that action yet. We've got that cold front off to our northwest. It's really going to take its time moving through. Now, by 9 a.m., we've already got more scattered storms and showers across the area. Today, I think most of the activity is going to be concentrated in our southeastern counties. That's when where we're going to see heavier rain, possibly a few more storms, but everybody has a pretty good chance at seeing some more of those scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Keep in mind, strong winds, some hail, and some flooding possible with those storms. If you saw a lot of rain yesterday, you know where you are. If you get another shower or storm today, that could increase your flooding risk. Today will be up to 82. Showers and storms, a few of those could be strong to severe. Tonight we'll get down to 64, but that rain is going to end. Those clouds are going to stick around through tonight and into tomorrow. We're going to see our wind shift to the north tonight and into tomorrow morning. But unfortunately, that's not going to bring us much in the way of cooler air. But our highs are in the low 80s versus upper 80s, teetering on 90. So
I tell you what, I think that the thunder rule is a big scam to sell concessions at the pools, because they say, all right, I heard thunder. Yeah, they heard thunder if it wasn't just a truck going by. And then they have to sell all the corn dogs in the back to, you know, make the money. It's all a ploy. That's what I'm saying. I'm uncovering it.
We'll investigate that. That's the next investigative story.
All right. Thank you, Katie, very much. Strong storms pushed through most of the state overnight, forcing a lot of people in our area to deal with fallen trees and flooding. Here's a look at some flooded streets in South Jackson. This is Woody Drive. The water got so high that Jackson police posted an officer in that area warning people not to drive through that spot. And right around the corner at the intersection of Smallwood and Woody, this tree fell across a residential driveway. You can see it just narrowly missed a parked Pontiac. And on I-55 near the exit for Elton Road, an accident backed up traffic. A vehicle flipped on its side. Another car was rear-ended. Authorities have not said if anyone was injured in those crashes. And despite wet roads, there has not been confirmation that these accidents were weather-related. And take a look at this. At the crossing of Old Vicksburg Road and Northside Drive, traffic lights were out for part of Saturday evening. In fact, more than 5,000 people across the metro were without power after the storms. According to the Entergy outage listings, Entergy crews worked into the night to get power restored in those affected areas. In Indianola, the rainy weather did not stop people from across the country and even the world from coming out to pay their final respects to Mississippi native and blues legend B.B. King. At the church, a standing ovation and a round of applause for the icon. King is remembered as an authentic Mississippi bluesman, gaining popularity early on. Many call him the ambassador of American music. In attendance, several blues acts and some Mississippi political figures. Here's Governor Phil Bryant on the importance of King's body being buried in the state.
There's a wonderful song that in essence says, make sure you keep my grave after I'm gone. One last favor. And we're going to do that one last favor.
Throughout his career, King won 15 Grammy Awards and earned a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there was another funeral in the state this weekend, also high profile, for a Mississippi correctional officer killed in a car crash early last week. We're told 53-year-old officer Iris Smith died when her car crashed into the back of an 18-wheeler in Hattiesburg. Another officer was transporting an inmate in the ambulance behind her on US 49. Smith's funeral was Saturday afternoon at the George County Funeral Home Chapel in Loosedale. Authorities are still investigating that accident. Back to Jackson. Police are investigating after a man's body is found early Saturday morning. Police are investigating this as a homicide, but have not been able to identify the victim. Someone found the man's body around 3 a.m. on Saturday morning. That was on Miles Alley in Jackson. No word on the cause of death. The man accused of shooting a family of 5 in Brookhaven, killing 2 of them, has died while awaiting trial. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office reports that guards found Jimmy Lyons unresponsive Saturday morning in his jail cell. He was taken to a local hospital where he would be declared dead. Authorities say there were no obvious signs of injury, and there's no word on if the suspect was ever diagnosed with an illness that was life-threatening. His body has been taken to the state crime lab for an autopsy to figure out the cause of death. Now, Lyons was charged with 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of aggravated assault in connection to a shooting that happened back in March. 31-year-old Jermaine Sims and 9-year-old Jeremiah Sims were killed. 29-year-old Victoria Sims and 2 other children were injured. Police say Lyons admitted to shooting the family during an argument with Jermaine Sims. We now have new information out of Hattiesburg in the investigation into the shooting deaths of 2 police officers killed in the line of duty. A spokesperson for the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says 25-year-old Broderick Kendall Vardano is the 9th and most recent arrest in the case. He's accused of handling the weapon, helping get rid of it. The weapon had been tested and confirmed to be the one used to kill officers Benjamin Dean and LaCorey Tate. Marvin Banks is the main suspect accused of pulling the trigger. He's charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Now, going back to Vardano, his bond has been set at $90,000. He's charged with accessory after the fact. Now to an update to a story we've been following. A lockdown in place for weeks has been lifted at a correctional institute in Greene County. State corrections officials say visitation is resuming this weekend at South Mississippi Correctional Institution in Leakesville. Several weeks ago, that prison was put on lockdown after contraband was found. The lockdown was lifted Thursday night. 6 people had been arrested at the prison on contraband-related charges since last month. Come Monday morning, the U.S. government may find itself no longer under the complete rules of the Patriot Act. Expiring provisions of the Patriot Act will once again be voted on the Senate floor. Last week, the Senate failed to reach a deal to keep several provisions in place, including allowing law enforcement to get a roving wiretap to track terror suspects. Also expiring, the ability to use national security tools against, quote, lone wolf terror suspects if officials can't find a connection to a foreign terror group. The U.S. Attorney General has said the country will face a serious lapse in national security if a deal is not reached. Okay, taking a look at what is happening for you today in the capital city. Sisters United is hosting the Metro Jackson Community Baby Shower. New and expectant parents who attend will receive health information and financial planning to prepare them for their newborns. The event will be held in the community room of the Jackson Medical Mall from 2:30 p.m. until 4 p.m. And those babies will be pretty cute, right? Well, how about a little bit more cuteness in your morning? Some bad-to-the-bone surfers went head-to-head against each other in a sort of doggy Olympics on the beach in California this weekend. Look at those dogs. Look at them go. This video comes from dog maker Purina, dog food maker Purina. Surfers were carrying surfboards and pups, part of the Incredible Dog Challenge at Huntington Beach State Park. Athletically inclined canines competed in several disciplines, including races, high-flying disc routines, and doggy diving. The winners will earn a spot in the national finals in St. Louis this September. And I was telling you, Katie, I just watched Point Break. They remind me of Keanu Reeves out there.
Oh, yeah. And I was just telling you, you look kind of like Keanu Reeves.
Oh, my
Maybe
gosh.
we should put that poll up on Facebook. Does Jacob look like Keanu Reeves? Well, this morning, not a lot of sunshine, not good surfing beach weather at all here in Jackson. We're going to warm up this afternoon with another chance for some storms coming up. We'll have another look at your full forecast. We'll be right back.